Hello all, wishing you all a very happy new year 2022. So in today's video I'm actually sharing few tips, that is 5 tips which I came across with my last week's workshop with Dev Gadvi, and these have actually given me a thought like these are actually true facts, like why my growth or my career growth has been stagnant all throughout. And this is the first time I'm sharing this in front of social media, and hope it gets useful to one and all. So welcome to my channel, and the name is Vimal Viswanathan. So friends, before we move on to the 5 tips and learnings from my workshop, I would like to share a small story between 2 engineers, Ramu and Shyam. So both of them lead a very cool attitude life, and both of them work for an MNC in the same department and same team. So majorly these 2 engineers are our learning point, and the life that they lead brings me to explain how these 5 points or tips that I'm going to share today is going to be useful. So when we look into their work culture or work attitude, so both of them does things on time and completes the tasks on time. So when you give a task to Ramu, he does it clean and clear. The same with Shyam. But between Ramu and Shyam does a little more detailed analysis to a task given to him. He asks in few more questions, clarifies things, and then only goes for execution of the task. So whereas Ramu on the other side, he just gets the specs or the request clear and then goes on executing it, because he has a very sense of fear of making a mistake to anything if he gives on an additional insight or an input to the team. So that is where Shyam excels. Now this is their routine job part, and later after the work hours, both of them sit down, relax the evening hours by watching few motivational tips, learnings, reading articles, blogs. Now the major difference between Ramu and Shyam is Ramu learns things and keeps it with himself, whereas Shyam on the other side tried to implement these learnings in his day-to-day work, and that's where he excels in asking questions and getting feedbacks for his tasks when he performs. So this is a major point where Ramu doesn't act to what he learned or share what he learns, whereas Shyam acts on what he learns on a particular day. And both of them has a different mentality or a goal in life. So where Ramu doesn't have a specific goal that he wants to reach from this level to a point B, no. Whereas Shyam has a perfect picture and a purposeful goal in his life, that from his career at this level of being an engineer, he wants to become a senior engineer and then lead a team of maybe 10 people. So that way Shyam is very goal oriented and goal specific, and he works to aligning these goals in his office work and learnings. So now we have seen major differences and behavioral traits between Ramu and Shyam. Now it's time for us to summarize, or it's really time to know in those key learnings, right? So point number 1 is Shyam's character had a purpose and goal in his life, right? I hope everybody could resonate that. So he had a purpose to move from level A to level B in his career path, and that's actually point number 1. And in parallel to this, since he has a particular purpose and goal in his life, so this brings to point number 2. He gets a clarity, he gets a clear roadmap of how he has to move, correct? So that brings in more questions and he answers those. So when questions are more and more questions are answered, he gets more and more clarity and direction to reach his goal and purpose of life. That's point number 2, having clarity and direction. Moving on to point number 3, he was portraying courage. He was portraying courage in what he does, right? He was asking questions on the task what he is given with. He's trying to clarify things. He's trying to give value additions. So all these things take some courage, correct? You have to be courageous enough to move forward, to think something out of the box and give suggestions so others get value out of it. So third point is having courage to do things, right? Don't be fearful. Fourth point, Shyam had always a burning desire, right? So burning desire is actually fueling in giving him the courage, and later those courage fuels to give him a clarity and direction, and later that actually fuels path towards his goal, reaching his goal, right? Now these are the 4 points which I have shared. Now the most important one is actually the last point, where if you don't have this last point, all the remaining 4 points are not getting utilized at all. So what is that? The last point is actually taking massive action, acting upon what you want to do in your life. Shyam had a goal, he had a clarity, he was fearful, he was courageous actually. He was courageous, had a burning desire, and last but not the least, he takes immediate massive action to meet his goals and purpose. So this is a major point that is needed in life. So these are the 5 tips which I wanted to share with you to take your career growth journey to the next level. And I would like to thank Dev Gadvi for sharing up this knowledge in the workshop, and also influencing and promoting us to share this to many people around. So thank you Dev Gadvi for that, and thanks all for listening to this video. Please share your comments and feedback on the video, because that will help me to improve more and share more such kind of videos with you and try to engage more with you people. So if you had liked the video, please press on the like button and do subscribe for my channel, and do share if this lessons make sense to your group and your friends, so that they also move forward in their life, right? I'll be waiting to look into your comments and improve upon. I do also have my weekly newsletter being published in LinkedIn, so you all could even follow me on LinkedIn, where I publish weekly newsletters on work management lessons. The weekly newsletter is called as Lessons Learned, and every week Monday this gets published with new lessons learned topic from work management. With that, actually I'm signing off, and see you all in another video. Thank you so much.